Happy Saturday, everybody. Listen to me. Thank you, first of all, for taking the time out to hang out with us at Conversations with Geoff. And boy, I tell you, I was just backstage chatting it up with our guest, and she's just a phenomenal person, man. I'm still like, man, I can't wait to get her out here, right? Just, well, you'll see what I'm talking about, right? So thank all of you that have been following us and supporting us and sharing this information and getting it out there. And let me take a minute just to welcome all you new folks to our family and our community and remind everybody of the things that we ask of you to do so we can really make this a conversation, a virtual conversation, baby. Sending out hugs to everybody in the room right now, right? So when you come on, make sure you let us know where you are, please. Please, please, please show some love to our guest speaker as they go through their sessions and share some of their nuggets and their experiences. And most importantly, if you have a comment or a thought that you feel like we could maybe speak to at a greater level later, please drop that in the comment section. And remember this, we all have the ability to change our life in an instant by changing how we think, changing the conversation about ourselves with ourselves, right? And our mission, and I'm your host, Geoff Tyson. I am the king of comeback, baby, right? Yeah, I was real estate and all those other things, but listen to me when I tell you this. The power of being aware of the things that you're thinking about and saying to yourself all day long are the very things that you're going to get at the end of the day. So I ask you and I encourage you to do this one thing. Pay attention to how you feel after you say certain things like, I'm tired, or I feel stressed out, or I'm so angry all the time. You're going to beat every one of those 3 points and more. The power of being aware of the difference. Instead of saying I'm tired, say, I am ready to go today. I can't wait. This is the best day I've got, because we only have one day at a time, right? It is our best day. We can make it our best day. I feel great. I didn't get much sleep today, but I feel great. Ooh. I can go on and on and on. Understand this, that the stinking thinking that we all have, we can change just like that. It's not going to be easy to maintain it. And we've got practices that we share on how you can get beyond that initial thing, right? So please, please, please allow me to challenge you this week, today, to think about your stinking thinking. Really listen to how our guest took control of her life in a way that, wow, man, it's going to be amazing, right? So a couple things really quickly. Our whole focus is always around 3 main categories: the health, the categories that fall underneath that, wealth, right, and relationships. I believe that those are 3 things that have a plethora of discussion points through this, through each one of them, and we'll highlight that as each guest comes on, right? So remember this thing. Defeat and victory both start in our thoughts. So today I challenge you to remember it's not I can't, it's I can. It's not I think, it's I will. It's not maybe, it's I must. And then most importantly, I believe I can do that. I believe it is my time to make a difference in my life. I believe that one day at a time I can change how my world is. So anyway, let me get to who we have here for you today, right? I just want to go through and highlight some of the things. Our guest was a world-class 11th in the world triathlete and cyclist, being prepared for the Tour de France. This is some years ago, right? While competing, but here's what happened. I was at a TV show, Be Your Best. Oh, man. But here's how life is. While competing in a major bike race, flying down the hill, stay with me here, right? Imagine flying down the hill, ahead of the pack, baby. And then, boom, a car pulls out in front of her and stops, and her head first into the trunk, smashed, crashed, laying in there severe head and neck injuries, rendered her unable to speak, much less continue her career as an athlete and obviously a talk show. Lost everything that she cared about and loved. The ability to talk, athletics. The night after the crash, and she'd talk about this, a spiritual awakening occurred for her. When a person, I'm gonna read this. When a person loses one sense, and hers was in parentheses, being able to talk, another one often strengthens. She began to hear an inner voice and receive directions on the next steps in her life to take. Was guided to new careers, massage and shin therapy. some other things that she's talking about. So look, ladies and gentlemen, let me get to who we are here today. My friend, Deirdre Wagner. Hi, hey, Deirdre, how are you?
Hey, Geoff. So good to see you. Thank you so much for having me.
It's an honor. I know when I met in Miami, I mentioned to folks how we met, but, she and I were in the Great American Speak Off, where you'll hear more about. We made a contact and a connection at that point, and it's been kind of like getting her to commit to getting her on this stage so you guys can hear her message. So you're very welcome, and thank you for taking the time out to do that.
Absolutely.
So let's just chop it up. We were backstage, and you were talking about some things, and we don't have a lot of time. So yeah, how did I do on your introduction? I like to brag on people,
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. So I know you're moving your career and you got some stuff going on, but let's just kind of pull back the curtain, if we could, with the time we have. Take us through that moment, and I know you talk about it a lot, where you were on your bike and you were ahead of everybody, and then stuff started to change. How was life up until that race, and then kind of maybe go from where we are at that race?
Life was fabulous. I was world class 11th. I was part of the Saucony national cycling team. I was on the developmental squad for the U.S. cycling team. I had sponsors all over the world. I had my own sports TV talk show. I loved what I did. I competed in Nice, France, all around the United States. It was hard work, but I absolutely adored it. It was a blast.
Yeah.
And so it was a bike race that I was flying down the hill and zoomed in front of the pack, laying my bike down to snap it back up 30 miles an hour, saw the car smashed in the trunk, flew up the air, hit the pavement. I didn't realize, I was in shock, so I didn't realize how bad the injuries were.
Yeah.
And that night, when my friends drove me home, because the race was in Virginia,
okay,
and drove me home to Maryland. And I had an experience that was so astounding. I was transported to another realm.
Wow.
And there I met a very, very tall, glowing light being. And there were colors, I can't even describe them according to Earth colors, swirling multi-colors like bubbles, and just kind of swirling through the air.
Wow.
And this being proceeded to tell me what her name was, who I really was, and what I was here to do. And I woke, it was just so incredible. And I woke up, and one of my cycling teammates had come home with me to make sure I was okay.
Sure.
And I said, I can't believe what I dreamed.
Yeah.
And it was such an awakening. And I'm like, she said my name was Xerxes, and hers was Sirius. And I go, what? So I go, well, it was just a really cool experience.
Yeah.
Well, I went to a close friend's house and I was going to house sit for her. And she had a book on the kitchen table. She had gorgeous Home on the Water in Annapolis, Maryland, like all glass, looking out of the water, homes and gardens. And so it was spotless, immaculate. And there was this one book sitting in the center of her kitchen table. And went, how unusual. So I picked up the book, opened it up, and there on the page was everything she told me.
Wow. Wow.
I got chills. I was shocked.
Wow.
I go, like, what does all this mean?
Yeah.
And so that night, I went to sleep at my friend's house. And next morning, I get a call and I go to answer the phone. I couldn't talk. Whoa.
Wow.
I was still suffering from pain, my body had a concussion from the accident. And the trauma doctor that looked at me said, your body is like a squished Pepsi can. I don't think that could help you.
Ooh. Whoa.
And I woke up and I tried to talk and I couldn't talk anymore. And I go, oh, maybe it's just laryngitis.
No. Wow.
And so gone was my athletic career that I loved, all the sponsorships. Gone was my TV show, Be Your Best, because I couldn't talk anymore. So I'm not going to be doing a talk show.
Yeah, hard to do that.
But what was incredible, besides the transportation to another realm, I started to hear an inner voice.
Yeah.
And that inner voice became loud.
Wow.
And it started saying things to me, what next steps I should take. And I go, this is interesting. And the first thing they said, you're a healer. You're going to start doing healing. I never did that before.
Yeah.
And a triathlete boyfriend bought me a massage table. And so I started doing massage training.
Yeah.
And then I would hear them tell me things with people on the table. And if I did a certain thing, they would have a huge release or and the miracles that happened was incredible. I mean, who knew?
Yeah.
But I had this capability.
Yeah.
And then as time went on, I would hear other things. You're to do this work, other work. So I looked, they go, but it's not at any of the massage schools. I was in San Diego at the time. I kept looking. Finally, I got a call from the head of massage at the gym I was at. And he goes, Deirdre, there's this teacher coming from Hollywood that's going to teach about Shen. I think you should know about this therapy.
Wow.
I got the message. This was it. I went. I go, this is what I'm supposed to do. I took the workshops, and it was 7 years I started to get my voice back.
Wow, 7 years, you said?
And
So you went 7 years without your voice?
Well, I sound like this.
Yeah.
And, talk about losing everything. And when I would try to talk to people on the phone, they thought I was like 90 years old or super nervous or sick. And so what I had to deal with on a daily basis was so daunting.
Yeah.
For someone that had everything I did. And I call these steps that the inner voice gave me divine breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
That you follow your inner voice and follow those breadcrumbs to lead you to the next thing that you're supposed to do.
Wow. If I could say something with there, because I'm thinking an audience out there, there are so many times when you could have just threw in the towel and just said, forget it, and listen to, I'm sure when you talk to people, because human beings can be ignorant sometimes, right? I mean, I'll just keep it real on a Saturday afternoon here in Houston. And what you're sharing is so powerful and so possible, but you just kept moving. That voice got louder, so I just wanted to let people know, pay attention, come back and listen to this again, because she just outlined. Imagine being at the top. I hear you at the top of your game, athletically, building your TV show, everything's great, and then you're listening to a voice and you're having these experiences. I mean, what kept you, when you think back, what was it? I mean, because so many people miss this opportunity that you stepped into. What's the difference?
Well, because of the near-death experience, and I felt it had support.
Yeah.
Wow. Otherworldly support, spiritual support.
Yeah.
The other thing, I would get downloads and messages, and I got messages about this current time that we're in, that, fast forward over 25 years has come true.
Wow.
And so I know we are in such a crucial time period, and humans have got to up-level their game, have got to tap into their intuition, have got to tap in to their gut feeling, their inner voice. It is going to be crucial for our growth, our ascension, and our preservation of our species.
Wow.
This is a very critical time.
Yeah, and I'm just taking some notes here because I'm always a student, and I love to have folks like you come in here because all the things you're talking about are so true, and the basis of it is kind of bringing back community, connected, trying to help people get connected, and that inner voice. I mean, what do they say that so many people, all the greatest ideas are laying with a tombstone on the top of them. No one ever stepped into them, that inner voice. You just, oh man. So you hear this. I hear people talk about it all the time. This has to be so empowering to recognize that this is who you are. This is what you need to be doing the rest of your life. What can you share with those people that are kind of feeling that but not sure? What tips can you share, maybe?
Well, believe in yourself. you have everything you need within you. And I would say it's very important to meditate, even if it's 3 minutes, starting 3 minutes a day, to have that quiet time to yourself. There's 3 key steps to your inner voice. The first is clearing the mental debris, the emotional debris. If you have a lot of pent up emotions, if you could get shin therapy or massage therapy, or go into nature, or go running, do some kind of sports or yoga to release the body tension, the emotional tension.
Yeah.
And so clearing, that's the first step.
Yeah.
So that you raise your vibration enough to start feeling and hearing your inner voice. The next is to align to it. Call it forth. Make the statement that I am ready to access my higher self, my inner voice connection to my higher self. Align with it. Purposefully said, you're ready.
Yeah.
And to strengthen it, to make a daily practice that even if you set aside 3 minutes, the optimum is 20.
Yeah.
But you'll build up to that. But I say 3 minutes, so you just experience quiet.
Yeah.
Being with yourself, tapping into your high heart, which is where your thymus is.
Yes.
Your heart is actually your true brain of your body.
Yes.
So breathe into your high heart, get centered, ground yourself to the earth, to Mother Gaia. She's here supporting all of us.
Yes.
And extend your energy through your crown chakra up to source. Yes. Whoever you see that as, God, spirit, universe, Christ, whoever you connect to.
Yes.
So you're connecting to above and to the earth to get really grounded. So you could feel the earth energy and you could feel source energy, and just be in your heart for 3 minutes and listen. And even have a notebook beside you, because a word could pop up. Something that happened when I was working on a fellow therapist. He was on my table, and he said he knew about me. And he goes, if anything comes up, if you hear anything, let me know. So I'm working on him. I'm doing chin, and I kept on hearing the word church. Well, this guy, he was a fun-loving marijuana smoker, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's just, it was strange. I kept on hearing the word church. It was like over and over, church. Like this is really bizarre. And I'm thinking, do you know who's on my table? and afterwards, he goes, well, did you hear anything? I just kept on hearing the word church.
Wow.
And he said, I've been thinking about whether I should go back to church or not.
Wow.
I was so I was so blown away. So there was all these confirmations over the years that strengthen my connection to the spiritual realm and my connection to all things.
Yeah. And I know you mentioned spiritual. That's what I felt when I met you. We had a bunch of stuff going on. It was all kind of crazy. The energy was high, but there's just that calming, peaceful connection that to me is all spiritual, right? And I was going through your exercise and taking notes. I was feeling each one of those 3 points because it's just so clear and simple, and you've experienced it. You believe it. There's no doubt in my mind that you are destined to provide this at a level that's just going to blow people's minds. Fabulous.
Thank you.
Yes. So I told you I wouldn't keep you very long. So as we kind of wind down, man, we'll have to have you back at another time, right?
Yeah, because there's other things for me to share.
Yeah. So what is one thing that you like? I know we talked about. What do you want to leave us with as we start to wind down? What would be kind of connect that story, those 3 things? Because those are really things that people can do right now. They can go away from this session and that 3 minutes. We all deserve 3 minutes, right? For our own well-being. You were kind. I know it should be, like you said, 20 minutes. But man, we are worth 3 minutes.
Yes. Trust. This is innate to every human being. So trust that you have this capability, can nurture it, grow it, and it will serve you, because we're in times that are changing.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think pretty much each of us have lost part of the life that they used to have.
Yes.
And we need to develop this inner connection to the divine, to our higher self.
Yes.
Help us navigate the waters of this life.
Wow. I love that. Navigate the waters of this life. And you clearly included everybody. Whatever your belief is, that's not the issue. We're all, hearts beating, and the energy that flows through us. So I love that. And we have Stephanie saying so true about tapping into your inner voice and taking a look at the chat. And Tekla Garcia from Modesto, California, cheering you. And you're on for getting out there, and sharing this power.
Well, shout out to my sublime sisters.
Yes. Please do. It's such a calming time right now, just sharing this with you. And I know that, I'm going to hear you talk about, I've got 2 pages of notes already. So there's just so much to say. Miss West is saying, hooray, Deirdre, I guess.
Hey, Marshall.
Yeah, so tell us, how do people get a hold of you? What do you have maybe that they can take from this that they can actually use? Tell us how we get a hold of you in those things.
I have something to give you guys.
Great.
If you would like. It's a PDF, and it has how to use your body as a human pendulum to ask yes or no questions to help you navigate. Your body can give you feedback if something is a yes to do or something is a no to do.
Yeah.
And you can contact me at Deirdre.Wagner, you see my name on the screen, at gmail.com. And I'll send you a PDF. And if you have any questions, comments, feel free to contact me. I'm in the process of writing a book and developing a website. So I have a lot of things coming.
Yeah, and this is all while maintaining a high-level sales job and doing some other things. So many excuses just smashed today. I mean, just
it's what I'll talk about next time. It's so astounding, is everything the divine breadcrumbs led me to, each of the careers, use my voice. So ironic.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so much courage there, right? To have, when you had a TV show with no voice and you're willing to show up, you know, where most people wouldn't have the courage. And you don't care, you don't care, you don't care. You are here to serve, and listen to me or not, right? I mean, and I love that. I mean, what power, what grit. Oh man.
I'm so glad I met you.
Wow. Same here, my friend. You know, and I believe in the divine intervention, and I'm a high energy guy. I don't have, you know, I know that what you're saying is so important in today's society, you know, because there are people out there looking for a home and a place where they can come in and get connected. You know, and we have the power. We have the power.
Absolutely.
We have the power.
Absolutely. And as you tap into your inner voice, which is connected to your higher self, you will start to feel stronger and more powerful, and know the higher power has your back.
Yeah.
You just have to take time to listen to it, get it familiar to what it feels like to tap into that higher frequency.
Yeah. And those of you out there wondering about, you don't know how to do it, look, her email is in the chat. There is no excuse. You're right. I mean, she's clearly a person that is meant to provide something that we all need. And Deirdre, as I let you go, is there any parting words? I mean, I could have stopped it there, but I just want to keep talking to you. Woo!
I just want to give blessings and energy to you, Geoff, and all the listeners that are on live and will hear this later. Blessings.
Wow. I wanted to just let that soak in for a moment. I love to give everybody just a session and let that set in. Ms. West, the email, we'll drop it in the chat one more time for you. And if you don't have it, it's mwest. Man, I want to make sure you get it. So, wow, what a beautiful way to spend the Saturday afternoon. Oh my goodness, Deirdre, this has been phenomenal. And what a story, what a life. And you're just getting started. That's just crazy. We're glad to be at the beginning with you. and know that, the divine intervention and the energy and the up leveling and all those things are something that our guests look for, and you served us tremendously today. So I thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Geoff. You're such a beautiful person.
Wow.
And thank you for having this platform. It's wonderful.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. And you won't get away, because we have some things we're working on in this space. And so those of you listening, be on the lookout for it. Deirdre, you take care of yourself, my friend.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Take care.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody.
Oh, man. Woo! Hey, listen, if you don't have her email, my email is Geoff, GeoffC@gmail.com. Hit me up and I'll make sure you get her access information. And thank you all for spending some time with us. I know we ran over a little long, but I felt like we had a gift today. I mean, we really had a gift today. For those of you that are here, make sure you share this message with everybody that you know that you can, and subscribe to the channel and be on the lookout for her information. Her book's coming out, and we'll keep you up to speed on that. And then my email is also in the chat, M West, so hopefully you can get that and we can get you connected. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And remember, at the beginning of the message that we talked about, that stinking thinking. And then she comes in here and she talks about that inner voice, that voice that got louder and louder, right? I mean, what did it have to take for her to step into that? And she says that that's open to all of us, not just her. You should leave here on fire. You should leave here excited about the opportunities. Or when you're hearing the replay, make sure you're listening to it again. Because there is no better time than now to stand on what you believe. There's no better time than now to lift the voice, that inner voice. There's no better time than now to believe that it is your time. In this community, Conversations with Geoff, we welcome you. Have a fantastic, fantastic Saturday weekend. For you basketball fans, I hope your teams are doing well. I had to add that, I'm an old sports guy. And if they're not, oh well, it's just sports, right? And be on the lookout for some new things coming through Conversations with Geoff, because our mission, as I wrap up, is to touch 1 million lives with your help, with your support, and with guest speakers like this, to recognize that inner voice, master that inner voice, change the way you think, stop the stinking thinking, and make your life all that you want it to be. So take care. See you soon. When you know what, subscribe, hit the notes. Love you guys, and we'll see you on the next Conversations with Geoff. Bye-bye.